The number one thing that I want to do, because leading psychologists say we have 30 to 50,000 thoughts per day and only 2% of our thoughts are positive thoughts. Before we can explore this thing called a difference of vision and action or legacy type leadership, the first thing that we have to do as a collective body is to turn the dial on what we see out in the planet. So here's how we do that. Another series of questions. How many of you have somebody in your life that you love and they love you back? Let me see your hand. You got somebody in your life that, who is it for you? Who is your mother? Okay, your mother. Okay, who is it? I'll leave that alone. Okay, oh, hey, who is your husband? Question, how long you been married? 18 years and it's still your husband? God bless you. Okay. Oh man, he must be a bad boy. Okay, all right. Oh man, 18 years, I don't want to look at you no more. Okay, who else? How about you? Your siblings, your mom, somebody loves you back. Let me ask you a question. When a person makes you feel good and you think about them, can you think about anything negative? No, we're just focused on that. For me, going by the speaker, guys, it's my daughter. I have a 6-year-old, Ava Elizabeth Edison Jr. Yeah, she is a spitting image of her father. She's beautiful. She got nice teeth. She's smart, all of that stuff. But the thing that really makes me go, oh, she was the 2016 soccer player of the year. Scored 45 goals in a 10-game season. Oh, she bad. Oh my God. Now, here's what was crazy. We would go to the games and people would be acting like it's not that important. Oh, yes it is. Oh man, how many of you got small kids that play sports? Anybody? Kids that play sports? Yeah, you know what it's like when you get out there, right? Don't be, we got shirts on and everything. Now, I got 2 more kids, 2 more boys. I don't even know their name, but I'm just kidding. Just relax, it's okay. It shouldn't be like that. They came over to the house to take the pictures, put Ava up on the counter. She had a big trophy and a medal, and then the boys came in, like, Dad, what about us? What about you? Get your life together. No, I'm just kidding. But for me, it's Ava. Here's the second question. How many of you have somewhere that you can report to that you call work? Okay, let me say it a different way. How many of you got a job? Would you find that that's something to be excited about? Man, y'all don't sound too excited. Let me share this with you real quick. I'm going to put a pin in that. How many of you are familiar with Folgers Coffee? The Folgers Coffee Company? Fantastic. They hired me last year to go in and fire 2,000 people. My job was to come in and say, you can do it, but not here. That's not funny, but that's what they paid me to do. It was an awful speech. I'm not here to do that for anybody. So let me ask you again. How many of you find that you should be excited about having somewhere that you can report to that you call work? Let me hear you. What is the inverse of not having a job? Yeah. How many of you had the opportunity to drive in from the airport to the hotel? Okay? I saw people, other human beings, who do not have the same luxury as you do. Side of the road, on the corners, freeway overpasses. So I think if we have somewhere to report to that we call work, that's something to be excited about. And finally, how many of you woke up alive this morning? So they're like, I don't know. I haven't had my coffee yet. See, that's your problem. You need coffee to think you're alive. I watched my father, who was my biggest critic and my biggest fan, wrapped up into one. I watched him slip from time to eternity. standing over his bed in a hospital room. He had to have open heart surgery. They repaired it. He was out for a few weeks. He went back in. They called my phone and said, I don't know where you are, but you better get here because your father only has a few hours to live. And the one thing I learned from my father's passing is that we should value every moment that God gives us. Every moment. Every second. So let me ask you again. How many of you woke up alive this morning? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back out and I'm going to reintroduce myself. It's like, what? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I can do that. I'm going to say, here comes Jonathan Edison, the baddest motivational speaker on the planet. No, he ain't. Shut up. And when I do that, I want you to stand on your feet, shout, go crazy, let it rip, flash somebody, do something. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't flash. Please, Jesus, don't flash. She's ready to get flashed. But when I come back in, I don't want you to believe that you're standing up and clapping for me. I've already clapped for myself in the hotel room this morning. Woo! Yes! I was by myself too. Y'all silly. But you're standing up and getting excited about those three things. Number one, you got somebody in your life that loves you and you love them back. Number two, you have somewhere that you can report to that you call work. And number three, God has given you another day to see another day. Those are three things I believe that we should stand up and get excited about. Here's the caveat to this. I'll even say it before I do it. If you can't stand up for either of those three things, you need to quit your job. You need to go do something else. Because here's what you got to know. When you show up to work at your credit union, you're standing up on behalf of families. You're standing up on behalf of entrepreneurs. You're standing up on behalf of people who might need a loan from you. Those are the people that you're standing up for. Here's the question. If you can't stand up for yourself, then how can you stand up for other people? That's the question. So I'm going to go out. What's going on, brother? What's your name? Lexington? Dexter. Dexter, you in charge of watching this row. It looks like people over here don't like to stand up. Dexter, I'm putting you in charge. Stand up, Dexter. Stand up real quick, Dexter. You see Dexter? He with me, okay? He watching everybody on this side right here. Keep standing up, Dexter. I want you to watch all of them. Everybody. Thank you, Dexter. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from downtown Detroit, don't hide your purse. How you doing, brother? Good, man. Hey, Roger, what's going on, man? Oh, man, I'm enjoying this presentation. Hey, man, it is fabulous, too. You come in and take a peek. Oh, you listening? Yeah. Oh, man, okay. All the way from downtown Detroit, the baddest motivational speaker on the planet, Mr. Jonathan Edison. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. We almost there. How we doing? Oh, it's 2? 3? Sit down. Sit down. Oh, my God. Man. Hey, please give a big shout out to my traveling DJs over there. Man. Okay. Here's the good stuff. Take out some notes, please. Please take out your notes. Please take out your notes. Please take out your notes. We're going to get down to it. My goal for today's presentation is to have you walk away with a minimum of 5 tools that you can use personally and professionally when it comes to being a great leader. That is my goal for this presentation. Talking about legacy leadership. That's my goal. Jonathan, yes? What do you know about leadership? I'm glad you asked. I graduated from high school in Detroit Public Schools in the United States with a 1.6 grade point average. Now, before you think that's on a high-end scale, that's on the other side. I completed my first year of college at a community college with a 0.82 before they threw me out. Then I had to take remedial classes to get into community college. And I used to sit in a little room, and the questions would pop up on the screen, and other kids who were in the community college would walk outside the glass and press their face up against the glass and laugh at the kids in the room under the glass. But I would always be thinking, hey, don't be laughing at me. We all up in here in community college. What you doing? You stupid too. No, I shouldn't say that, but I'm just saying, don't single me out. I left community college and I ended up getting an associate's degree in education. Success started to happen for me in my life. I became what is called an educational technician. That is someone who assists teachers in the classroom. A friend of mine said, man, if you go and get a bachelor's degree, you can become a classroom teacher. And then your starting salary will be $35,000 a year. I said, what? He said, yes, because here's what you got to know. Prior to that, I was living in my aunt's basement. Living in my aunt's basement, paying her $50 a month in rent to live next to the washer and dryer. And in that process, I learned several things about myself, and I talk about it in this book right here. It's called Survival Mode. Survival mode, ladies and gentlemen, is this idea or notion that it's hard to see yourself in the future because life is crashing down around you in the moment. Let me ask you a question, and maybe you didn't live in your aunt's basement. Maybe you didn't graduate high school to 1.6. Maybe your mother wasn't on drugs and alcohol like mine. Maybe your father didn't leave your house like me. Maybe the woman who loved you with all her heart, my grandmother, Chlorine M. Turner, who died when I was 14, maybe you didn't have that experience. But let me ask you a question. And all of you, from as far as I know, are from the other side of the planet, a distance from where I live. But let me ask you, how many of you have experienced this idea or notion called survival mode? Here's what you'll notice. If you look around, you'll